Julia. Julia.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, if you see me move from here, I'm waiting for phone calls. My brother had a stroke yesterday. So he's
I'm
in the
sorry to hear
hospital in New Orleans. So they call me every time. I don't
that.
even know where I
Okay,
don't know
I
where I
pray
put
for
my.
a speedy recovery for him.
Thank you so much. Are you talking about somebody that really take care of himself? He runs and he eats well and he walks miles and miles and miles. I mean, with my fat behind, don't do that kind of stuff. And it doesn't matter. I guess you get stroke anyway. Aye, aye, aye. I tell you, he never went in the hospital. Never. He's 71. Yeah. Uh, Okie dokie. Oh, you know Jesse lost his mother too, Julia?
Oh no, I didn't know that. Jesse
Yeah,
Hamilton.
yeah, and his wife lost her mother too. One after
Oh
the
wow.
other.
At some point in time, my remote will work. No, I did not know that.
Yep, she just died this month, I think. Or
Well,
last
that's,
month.
a lot of people are losing a lot of their loved ones. So all I can do is hope and pray that you guys as family continues to stay safe and
Yeah, well, my
healthy.
mother was her siblings, her brother and sister. Yeah. We all know somebody that passed, right?
Exactly. You know, these are strange times we live in, tough times for many people. So what we can do is continue trying to strive to stay in the light.
Well, I'll tell you what, I wasn't feeling funny because, this is a huge house. If I don't want to be upstairs, I go downstairs. But now I feel funny because they're saying for us not to leave the house, especially me with diabetes. And I feel like, funny. At least I was able to go to the supermarket and come back. Now it's like I'm afraid. And Herbie's scared. Oh my God, he's scared.
And just keep your mask on when you're outside. Definitely,
Uh-huh.
definitely keep distance.
But then they're asking you to put on your mask inside too. So that's what's concerning me because I can't breathe with that thing.
So long as if you're in your house, Ms. Zuniga, you'll be fine. If you're around people that you've been around since just the pause started, you should be fine so long as they keep their masks on around other people. Unfortunately, the U.S. is a very individualistic society. We've got some really selfish people that seem to have lost a little bit of their humanity somewhere along the way. But we just each have to do our own part, and that's to wear the mask. I can tell you, Ms. Zuniga, it's a hell of a lot easier to breathe with the mask on your face than it is to breathe through COVID. So just keep the mask on.
Well, remember that I had the stroke during the time this started. I was in April. I came home in May, and I can tell you that I saw people. So I don't look like that. I don't want to feel like that.
Exactly.
My girlfriend, she made my hat and my mask to go with it. She made a few of them, so I have things so comfortable. But her practice, he drives with it. Yeah, he said practice. But to his girlfriend's house, and when he comes home on Monday morning, it concerns me,
Mm-hmm.
He went to be tested the other day, so it was negative.
Yeah, and that's another thing. We need to make testing for COVID as regular as we made testing for HIV and AIDS, 10, 15, 20 years ago. But unfortunately, the same little roadblocks we ran into trying to promote HIV testing, we're running into with COVID. People are afraid to get tested. They don't want to know. They feel it's safer to not know. But the bottom line is we each have our own individual personal responsibilities. And so long as those of us that are willing to do so continue to do so, then, we and for the most part, those that we are around will continue to be safe. And that's all that we can really advocate for at this point in time, that the individual will do what the individual can do instead of looking to outside forces for, to tell us guidance. And so.
Well, I know that people's not only afraid of AIDS or COVID, they're also afraid of diabetes. A lot of people, I asked them, are you a diabetic? Oh, they get frantic. Oh, no, not me. I said, excuse me. I was walking with diabetes for the longest. I didn't know. When I fainted in my classroom in school, when they took me to my doctor, he was seeing me for 18 years. He asked me, are you a diabetic? I said, how the hell are you going to ask me if I'm a diabetic? And I come here all the time. And then he tested me. He said, you are a diabetic. You've been a diabetic like for 18 years now. Ain't that something?
Yeah, it's not. It's so long as it's managed, just under control. Miss Benbury, you were going to say something?
Well, I was going to agree with your assessment of what's going on in the street. And I've gotten to be unsympathetic because these people are just so contrary. And I think everybody's, when they're talking about my constitutional rights and they're free. So I say, you know what? They are absolutely right. They are free to commit suicide in fact, I wouldn't pass a gladiola for any one of them.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yes, Ms. Bembry. I love the way you said that. That was very much on point. But you know what we need to do is start reminding these people, you might be free to commit suicide. You can kill yourself all you want, but however, to endanger other people is
Don't
murder.
take me with you.
So exactly, it's murder. So. And we need to we need to stop using euphemisms to describe what's happening. That Michelle loves the sweet sour, but remain on the sweeter side thing. And I'm like, no, can't we just rip the Band-Aid off and just call it what it is? But that is right. They have an absolute constitutional right to commit suicide. However, even, if you do attempt suicide in the United States, you will be put on a minimum 48-hour hold for psychiatric evaluation. So, I kind of feel like the laws around these masks and COVID and individual responsibility is a little bit obscure, and it's as you said, contrarian to all the other laws. So it's going to be interesting.
But, you talk about the 48 hours of psychiatric evaluation. We don't have enough space in the jails for the number of people that's out here trying to kill themselves and others.
It's interesting. It's just really interesting. But I'm really interested to see what the long-term mental health discussions will be. No longer can we say entering 9 months, full gestational period for a human life. That mental illness is, and I quote, a disease that one can't afford to have, or it's a white people disease, or it's just, I was born depressed, and, for people mocking, the depression that other people experience. So that's what I'm really interested in seeing. We've had so many opportunities to realize and recognize just how far and wide-reaching mental health effects are, and what they are not versus what they actually are. So that's encouraging, even if not a bit disconcerting, but I'm really excited to see what our mental health professionals will be able to come up with long term. And especially for those that are like, no, my constitutional right says that I have the right to be stupid and kill myself.
Crazy, that's crazy.
Good evening, everyone.
Okay, so you are free to handle your meeting. I'm going to mute myself permanently now. Hopefully you don't need me, because I'm going to go back and try to finish some minutes. Y'all have a great meeting.
Okay. It was nice talking to you, Julia. Have a good evening.
Okay, Julia. Thank you. Julia, I have a question. Did she close?
Go on.
Yes,
okay. When you are recording these meetings?
The meeting is being recorded, and it's also concurrently being live streamed to YouTube as it's recording.
Okay, are we still responsible for sending you a written minutes, or you using those minutes, the recording ones? What's
the state legislation for virtual meetings says that there has to be a draft summary of the minutes.
Okay.
It doesn't say how extensive it has to be, but there is a recording of the meeting, and I use YouTube as a redundancy because I don't always have the best success in the meeting files saving when I am the one, operating the meeting. So the YouTube live stream is my redundancy to make sure that the meeting is actually being recorded. And Ms. Henry, Youth and Education starts in 1 hour. So hopefully Parks wraps up before then.
I know, yep.
Yeah, I'm not going to be too long today. I don't have that much. But can it be forwarded to me? Sometimes can that recorded meeting be forwarded to me? Did she go away again? I'll get to
Oh, sure. I will send the link once the meeting finishes uploading. It takes about an hour for the full file to save on YouTube and be accessible outside of the live stream. But once it is available, I'll forward it out to the committee via the Google group. It's fine.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Craig.
All right.
Hello. What's happening?
Who's that?
How are you? Glenda, it's good to see you, Mama.
Yes, it's good to see. I just walked in the door. I had to go into work today. Apologize. I
Oh.
was running. I'm hot off the press. I just came up the streets. So.
I can't hear you, Glenda.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me see what's going on. You can't. Let me see. Let me turn my thing up.
I had my son fix this thing for me today.
Can you hear me now?
It's a little bit better, yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll try to get closer. We're not going to have a very long meeting, but we do have a few things to talk about. The meeting is called to order now. It's 6:20. I don't have the written minutes, but I will have them the next time. I was, a whole lot of stuff was going on. I was out of town for a while. My sister is ill, so I've been trying to take care of her. But she's doing okay. She's getting better, but I had to go to South Carolina for a while. Okay. But with that being said, I like to welcome, Marva, new person here. Okay, welcome to our meeting.
Hi,
Okay,
thank you for having me.
okay. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Certainly, I've been on the community board since August 2019. I generally have been participating in the Youth and Education Committee meeting, which is next, and the Public Safety Committee meeting, but I'm recently taking on a new role with the Friends of Brower Park, so I thought it would be important to join Youth and Parks and Recreation as well. Yes.
Thank you. I need somebody from Friends of Brower Park. We were talking about that at the last meeting.
Well, Miss Dorothy is on Friends of Brower Park as well.
Who's that?
Miss Dorothy Jean. Yes, she's on the call.
But who's since Robin left, right?
Robin moved.
Who took her position?
It's looking like me, but it is a team effort.
Dodge the bullet, huh?
It's a team effort. There's an executive board, but it's looking like I'm going to be doing a lot of the administrative stuff.
Okay, this is great. That's what we were just talking about there. I'm so glad you came today. So what we do usually, we have friends of reports from the different parks, and you come to the meeting. You can just give us a summary of what you guys are doing, and if you need support from the committee, let us know what you're doing so we can get that out. If you need flyers for your event, we'll try to get that, get it to the community board, and they'll print it up for you. Okay, so those type of things. Somebody got a horn blowing here. I don't know who it is, but
yeah, it's me. I'm gonna mute it here if I can.
Okay, all right. So so welcome. I am so happy you're here. Okay, so we're gonna get started since you have to go to another meeting. I don't have any updates on any other project, any projects going on, except that there's two things I want to talk about, and then we're going to have the Friends of report. The first one is Ralph Lincoln Gardens. It appears that we are having a lot of problems. I'm sorry, this light is reflecting. I want to make sure you can see me. A lot of problems setting up getting this moving forward. There was one good thing that there were some tulips that were donated for the park, and Mr. Thornton was part of that went there to plant the tulips so they can be ready for the spring. But while they were there was still some distraction of people that was kind of concerning. And like I know, Vilma, you were talking about there was a problem with a lot of people hanging out in the front and doing things in front of the garden. So and they said and Ms. Tyus was saying that the gate was open and they were doing all some things that playing cards and doing all kind of a lot of things that that needs to be changed a little bit. So they're going back and forth with that. What they end up doing now, they're locking the park up, and the park is going to be, the garden the garden's going to be kind of closed for most of the winter to let them know that they can't be going into the property, playing cards and doing other things and fixing their cars in front of the building, in front of the garden. So, I guess we'll figure out, after this winter is over, what is the next step and how we're going to have some type of agreement with the community to let them know that it's not that we don't want them there, but we have to think a little differently how we treat this garden because they want to bring it back, they want to renovate it and do some things to it. And some people may have other plans for it, but it's not their property. It's not their, privilege to do that. They have to, abide by the rules of what the garden wants is going to be done. So they're going to put no trespassing on the gate. They're going to keep it locked for the time being. And then I guess we're going to move forward from there. Okay. So I'll keep you abreast on that once I get more information.
Where's that garden located?
Yeah, which garden was that?
Where is it
Ralph
located?
Lincoln, a garden. Ralph Lincoln. It's over on Ralph and St. John.
Ralph Avenue in St. John's Place.
Yeah, it's near there. So this is one of the gardens that Mr. Matthews had originally started, up when he was chairperson, and so now they want to bring it back. It's been neglected for many years. They do have a few people that are planted a few things in the garden, but I don't know if I sent you guys the picture, but I went to the meeting that they had, and there's some work that has to be done there, and they want to brainstorm because they want to know what, besides renovating the park and rejuvenating it, what other things can we bring to the park, like programs for the children or some things about the gardening, about education about gardening or those type of things. So it's in a very early process of brainstorming. Okay, so we're gonna have multiple meetings, and eventually they're gonna come to our meeting to talk about their plans and what they plan to do. Okay, so you'll hear more about that, and that's the Brooklyn Queens Trust that owns that property, land trust. So that own the property. So they are the ones that are going to be, telling us their plan. But they want us to join them. They want the community board to be. I'm sorry, I got my thing is getting ready to die on me. I'm trying to make sure the plug is in. Okay. They want to partner with the community board to help. When they have their cleanup days, and when they need they also have a fundraising. Also, they want to do some fundraising, and they have a link where you can donate money to help the gardens. So I'll give you more information as we go along. The second thing I wanted to talk about is that on October 22nd, I met with the Parks and Nature, and they want to redo the Kingsborough Park, the park at the over there in the apartment buildings over there, and the park there. So they're in the very first stage of that. They want to partner with the community board and the community to find out what they want to do with that. The playground. It's a playground. So there were so many ideas that was brought out, but they're going to eventually another one. They're going to bring their the plan to the parks before, of course, before it to get it approved before any work is done. Now there was there was just so many people on that meeting, and they had so many ideas. But they're going to be, of course, redoing the equipments there. They're going to be updating the benches. They're going to be doing the astroturf, the ground, the redo the surface of the ground, and a few other things. But those were some of the ideas that were thrown out there. Make sure they have proper lighting, and so. I'm going to reach out to them and see if they can send me a summary of that meeting, so I can give you a little bit more, details on that. but they are going to reach out to us in the beginning part of next year sometime, maybe like the spring, by the time they have a plan together and our architect to design what they think the community have already suggested. And of course, it's not going to be written in stones. Once they bring it to us, we can always say, well, we need this and we want that, add things, take things away, and talk with the people from the community, come to us and have a meeting with all of us together. So that's that's in the future of early part of next year sometime. I think maybe like in the spring they will be ready to come to us and present their
Uh,
proposal. Okay.
question,
Yes.
Linda.
Mm-hmm.
Is this like an allocation from the council member, or where's the money for this coming from? Do you have any
I think it
idea?
was from the council. Yeah, the council person donated gave this money.
Carnegie,
Yes.
or is it? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So this was part of. It may have been also. I got to see. It might not only just be quantity. It might be like a partnership also. I got to see if the Borough Hall just sometimes it usually be Eric or Borough Hall and quantity together. But I know I forgot the amount. I don't have it in front of me, but I forgot the amount of budget they had. I will have that for you the next time. But it's just in the early stage right now. But
Question: Is there an active tenant association, or resident association there?
they had some people. I think they do have one. That they had some people from the building that was at the meeting. So
what about the? Is there a what do you call it? Community center there? I know that's usually funded by the.
I didn't hear anything
NYCHA.
about the community center. They probably do have one there, but they didn't.
They have a daycare there.
What happened?
They have a daycare in the building.
Daycare. Yeah, they do have a daycare.
Oh, daycare, but
Yeah.
there's no community center.
I didn't hear anything about that. I'm not going to say yes or no, but I can look further into that. So there's a lot of brainstorming with that. We want to make sure that the children. One of my questions was, is the playground going to be like a child from each when they grow older, that they have something to play, to play with in the playground. So they're gonna make sure that the equipments are age appropriate as they get older, that they can continue to play in the playground, and still have some enjoyment with it. So that's one of my suggestions. So like I said, it's the early stage. We only had the first meeting, and we're gonna have many, many more meetings. I can see that, and but I think they have a very strong community there, because there was one guy who was very concerned about what they actually put there, and they want to make sure that it's appropriate, and he just was very adamant about what they actually plan to do with that, with the renovation of the playground. Okay. So I'll bring you up to date. I don't think Regina is Regina on the line. I didn't see Regina.
No, Regina.
Okay. Did anyone go? Yeah, you have a question?
Yeah, well, not a question, just a simple comment. What are they going to do with the violence around that park?
Yeah.
Well, there's supposed to be more.
Because the buildings to the right of the park is a lot of craziness going on there.
Yeah.
So Mr. Matthews had that place looking so beautiful. All of a sudden, it looked like crap.
That's why we have Mr. Thornton involved with this also. So he's gonna make sure that the safety over there is a little, they're gonna make sure the police go around there a little bit more, to try to manage it better. So that's one of the plans they want to do.
I think that's the first thing.
Yes,
You can't sit there and then all of a sudden you start running,
But what they were trying to do, when they went there to do some renovation, they had some paint. They asked the community, the people who were playing the cards and doing all this, they said, why don't you come and help paint? They said, okay, we're going to help, but they never came back. They never came to help paint the gates that the black paint. Mr. Dalton brought the paint there, they left it for them, and they never got to paint the gates. So I don't know. It's gonna take a little while. And we just have to have a communication and more meetings with the community so we can kind of like
Uh-huh.
break the ice, you know. So I think it's just going to take a little time because
Can I?
it's been like this for years. How many years has it been like this?
Hmm,
You know,
well,
so
no,
it's
I
not going to
just
happen overnight. Go ahead.
so I'd like to get back to the Kingsborough.
Okay.
I'm pretty familiar with the Albany houses,
Okay.
and they've got or have had a very active resident association and a very active community center.
Hmm.
And I hear from Albany houses, so take it for what it's worth. That's not the case at Kingsborough. And I'm
Oh,
just wondering if there's actually any organized um, or any organization. I mean, if you drop all this money into that um, playground and there's no resident association and there's no community association, who's going to monitor it? Who's going to, I mean, if it's just a bunch of people that show up at a meeting and then they disappear and come back 3 months later,
right.
it's a different thing than if you've got, a resident association. And I know that the Albany Houses is funded through CAMDA, but I heard from them that there was a different funding source for the community center at Kingsborough.
Okay.
And it makes me wonder if they're active, because that's a great way to engage kids, obviously youth, is through the community center.
Yes.
And if that's not happening, maybe I mean, there was just, at least one shooting over at Kingsborough
Oh, wow.
4 or 5 months ago, right? That young man was killed, right, by like 9 cops.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, a few months ago.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, before you start dropping money on the playground, we should try to encourage there to be some active, organized, community input on this thing, right? Like the
Yes.
resident association or the community center. I mean, the
Some
person to ask would be the NYCHA manager. Was she at the meeting?
there were plenty of people at the meeting. I think they were at the meeting, but there were, like I said, there was one particular guy. I think he was representing a group. If I can't, I need to get the minutes or whatever, some
Yeah.
more further. But he was so adamant about
Yeah, there's
the
always
park.
one, and then you never see him again for
Yeah,
6 months. And now that works.
but I think he was with a group. I just don't remember
Yeah,
what group it
well,
was. Okay.
all right.
So I can follow up with the I think it was a guy. It was a guy who was running the meeting. So
Oh,
I'll go back and see if I can get with him. Okay. So but it's a good idea. I'm glad you said that, Greg, because I didn't even think about the community center, and that would be one of the
yeah.
vehicles that will help.
I mean,
ground.
Kingsborough is about the same size as Albany, right? Albany
Yes,
has like
yes,
1,250 units.
yes,
Kingsborough is got that one giant high rise and then a lot of low rise.
yes,
But
yes.
it should have the same funding from NYCHA
Right.
to have a community center and for a resident association. So,
Okay. Yes. So
Also,
I will follow up on that, and by the next time we have the meeting, I'll have more information on both the Kingsborough and the Ralph Lincoln. What's going on with that? I think the Ralph Lincoln is going to be kind of quiet for a while, like I said, because they're going to close it. They have the padlock on it now as I speak, so people can't get in there. I don't know if they're going to try to do anything to the property or jump over there, but just hope not. Let's hope that everything is calm for the winter time, and then
so,
when the spring come back up, we'll start resurfacing the information again.
so
Okay.
Glenda,
Yeah.
Glenda,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
did you ask the commanding officer at the 77th precinct history over there? Maybe he can tell you something in order to protect the land.
Yes, Mr. Thornton is working with him with the police department. I could reach out to Mr. Thornton because he's the one that's really going back and forth and monitoring it to see what's going on. So he's really on top of it. Mr. Thornton is really on top of it.
I know he's my friend. I know he good.
Yes, yes. So I can reach out to him, and eventually we're gonna have a meeting because that's what Mr. Tyres want us to have a joining meeting with the police with the safety and parks about this Ralph Lincoln. Eventually we're gonna have a joint meeting, so that's going to come into play anyway. So when we have that meeting, we'll just make sure we have our questions and our concerns, and maybe we'll have him have the police department, somebody from the police department come to the meeting also, so we can have, stay on top of it. And I want to be, because just like we say, we're gonna spend all this money. They're gonna spend all this money to do the garden over again. We don't want it to be destroyed. We don't want that misunderstanding that something happened and they'll go back and destroy this stuff. So we got to have some type of meaning of the minds and bring everybody together on one page. Yes, it's going to be changed, but yes, you can still enjoy the garden, but don't come back and think you're going to have these card parties and these all these other things that's going on that they had in the past.
Well, I'm retired. I'm retired now. I used to come from work and from the school. I used to wait for the bus right in front of that building there on the corner.
Yes.
And one time I was waiting for the bus and the people started shooting each other across the street. And this is why I keep asking about the security of the place. Because to me, it's like cancer over there. They got the riffraff people living next. They don't want anything nice. They want to do the wrong thing. It would be nice if fixed for the kids, because the daycare there, the kids could come in and plant stuff and all of that. But
they do have
to really be sure.
They do have a few concerned community people that's living in that community that wants to, help. So we have to reach out to those guys. There's about 3 or 4 of them that came to the meeting that day. And so we're going to reach out to them to make sure that they keep the communication going with these, these other people.
Yes.
So, we'll see what happens. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Greg, quickly, do you have anything you want to report about Imani Gardens?
Well, yeah, actually, there's a big emailing and phone calling campaign right now because the Parks Department is not renewing the leases for 3 big composting facilities, which handle most of the food scraps that we pick up at Imani and other gardens. And so it's going to force these sites to close, and they're going to have to haul these food scraps probably to Fresh Kills in Staten Island.
Oh, wow.
And the thing is that the parks doesn't seem to have any particular reason to close them. They're not using them. The sites are Red Hook Farm, which is in Red Hook.
Okay.
The site under the Queensboro Edgecotch Bridge. And there's one on the Lower East Side Ecology Center. And they signed, I think it was like 2-year leases with them. They expire December 31st. And Parks has just decided, well, look these were 2-year leases, they're up, you got to go somewhere else. And what are you going to do with it? Oh, well, it's none of your business.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Well, it's kind of cold.
It's like that.
Oh my
They've
God.
invested sanitation and spent a lot of money, investing in these sites to make them good composting sites.
Oh,
So all that money will just be wasted now. It just seems like Parks has just kind of got an attitude. What can I say?
Yeah.
So a lot of people are writing letters. A lot of groups, Big Reuse, Grow NYC, they're the ones who manage these facilities and staff them. They may well lose their jobs.
Wow.
And what about Partnership for Parks? Have you talked to Partnerships for Parks about this? Because I know they work closely with the Parks Department, and
Well,
maybe they have some sway.
Yeah, I know some people there, but I think they probably take their lead from Mitchell Silver. That's what I'm hearing from the grapevine. All the employees are intimidated to say anything.
Wow.
He apparently has got some legacy projects that he wants to finish up. He's apparently in his last year or whatever, and his legacies are going to be shut down the composting center. Not a great legacy.
I'm sorry, Mr. Todd. I'm not familiar with. It's called Imani Gardens, but that's your site. But where do you bring your compost usually?
There's a nonprofit called Big Reuse. And they come by once a week and pick up a large toter and take it to the Red Hook facility where
Okay.
they compost it. So that's one of the facilities that will be shut down. The city refunded about maybe 20% of the composting budget. After a big fight, they put back $2.8 million. It used to be about, I don't know, 5 times that. So they have begun picking up again at drop-off sites like the Garden, like Amani, and dozens of other places. But they've relied on these composting facilities, like the one in Ed Koch Ridge is very important, and is Red Hook is very important. In Brooklyn, Lower East Side is Manhattan, so I don't know much about, but certainly for us, losing those sites would be a big problem.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if any of this has trickled out, but
All right, I'll just shoot an email to Delancey. She's the Partnerships for Parks person that we were working with from Friends of Broward Park. So she said she covers, I think she said like 8 or 9 community boards in Brooklyn. So I'm not certain that that includes Red Hook. But, you know.
Marvin, if you could put your email in the chat, I can forward
I
you a
was gonna
letter.
tell you to do that. Please.
Okay.
I'll forward you a letter that outlines the problem because it's kind of complicated.
Okay. It's in the chat.
All right, let me just see if I can get it now. And I'm not familiar with web access. No. Where is the chat? Let me see here.
Yeah, I'm looking for the
Oh,
chat
there
too.
it
Where
is.
is
All
it?
right. I think. Chat. Let's see. Switch audio. Raise hand. Dark theme. Oh, there it is. Over there. Where'd it go? It's up there.
I saw
I
it
can
here too.
send. Oh man. Oh, there it is. All right, now I see it. All right. Yeah. It's
I'm looking
Marva
for the
C.
chat too.
Brown. Whoops.
Where's the chat?
It's in the far right at the bottom, lower right hand corner. So I'm going to make a note to myself here. All right.
I don't see it. I do not see the chat. So you can tell me.
All right, there we go. Now if I can get back to where I was. Go.
I asked to be added. I sent the email to just Community Board 8 to see if I could be added to the Parks and Recreation Committee, like mailing list or whatever. So
okay,
I'll try and shoot you guys an email so you have it.
okay. Well, I'm this is recording, so I can go back and get it. But all right. So I wanted to reach out to you because I know there's a lot. I want to get caught up on what's going on with Broward Park, and I know Robin was very robust with her with her activities there. So
So when did she go?
Huh?
She went to Manhattan.
I think she lived with her son, isn't she? Living with her son.
I heard something about living with the son, but doesn't he?
Yeah.
He lives upstate, I thought.
Right. She's kind of like been priced out of here. And so she's currently, staying with her son, but she's looking for her own place still.
Okay.
She loves it out there though.
Well, she spends a lot of time at like a cousin's house in Brooklyn. She's supposed to be coming on December 12th to do the leaf raking here in the park. So she's still, trying to be involved. It's just our management company in this building is not friendly and constantly trying to get people out of rent stabilization.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
that's horrible. That's horrible. Yeah. Okay, so Marvin, do you have anything? Oh, are you finished upgrade? Do you have anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. All right. So we'll. So let's. But you say. Let me go back one more time. You said that people are there any resolution to this or any chance of them not doing this to you guys, or this is already done?
Well,
This
it's
is
really hard. I got a meeting tomorrow with the group called Save Our Compost, and it's all the leaders of this effort. And we'll find out more. But they're trying to get a hearing with the Parks Commissioner, Koo, but the sense is he's not going to do it.
oh
But we have resumed composting now after the COVID at our garden. We have open hours Saturday 11 to 2 and Wednesday 8 to 10 a.m. So if anyone wants to drop off their food scraps, we're at the corner of Pacific and Schenectady. So we can maybe put that in the minutes so they can get the word out.
okay. I'm writing it as you speak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Saturday 11 to Wednesday 8 to 10.
Okay. All right. Now, Marva, just quickly, do you want to say anything about what's going on with the parks, with Broward Park?
Sure, I can, because we actually had a meeting this afternoon at 3:15. So I am getting acclimated to the board of Friends of Broward Park, and
That's okay.
we are having our It's My Park Day event on December 12th. It'll be leaf raking, and we have a compost bin in Broward Park, but it's just for the leaves. And so over the time of the pandemic, I think other compost people had brought food scraps in, and it's not really conducive to the park setting because then the animals get in there and things like that, because it's just an open bin. And so members of the organization have in the last couple of weeks cleaned out most of the food scraps, and so now we're going to do this leaf raking event on the 12th to kind of fill up the bin more, and also put the leaves in the flower beds and the trees and things like that to protect for winter. Although with the way the weather's going, who knows? And then we're working on doing a tree lighting. It's probably not going to be the big event that it's been in the last couple of years, obviously because of the COVID pandemic, but we want to at least get the lights on the trees. So we've already gotten the approval from PS 289 to have access to the electricity, because that's always the issue, right? We need electricity to turn on the lights on the tree. So the school has given us permission to use their electricity again this year. And now it's just a matter of getting the permit from the Parks Department to actually get the cherry picker up to the location to get the lights put on the trees. And so I'm actually going to be filling out that request tonight. And while there's no tree lighting event, we do have a flyer from Mr. Cornegy's office that they're doing a gift giveaway in the park on December 9th from 3 to 5 p.m. That's a Wednesday afternoon. And so while, again, it won't be the full event with the tree lighting and hot cocoa and things like that, they do have the flyer. Let me pull it up. Maybe I can forward it to you, Ms. Andrews.
Yes, please. I will. I see the chat. I should put my email address in there. So, is this going to be package a gift for people who come to get, or one gift? I mean, is it a gift?
Yeah, it's okay. So here it is. The Honorable Robert E. Cornegy Jr., Council Member, 36th District. It's a holiday gift giveaway. And it says, while supplies last, child must be present, no exceptions. So I guess it is for children.
Okay. So
yeah, so bring the kids. Yeah, bring the kids, and they can get Christmas gifts from the council member.
Okay. All right.
So I can definitely forward that. And it's going to be in Broward Park.
And what time?
Wednesday, December 9th, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay. Wednesday, December 9th. Okay, I'll make sure my granddaughter will come and get one.
Yeah, certainly.
Boopty boop.
So, yeah, leaf raking the 12th, gift giveaway on the 9th, hopefully a tree lighting. The goal would be to get the tree lit by the 9th, but I don't know if that's going to happen because this is very short notice. you know, the Parks Department notes that our request is coming, but it's a matter of how fast they can get it processed and all that. But we do have, like I said, the Parks Partnerships for Parks person who's like really assisting us with that.
And did it say what location in the park they're gonna have it?
Park Place and St. Mark's Avenue. Well,
Okay.
it says Kingston between Park Place and St. Mark's, so I don't think that's very specific. But I think they usually do everything up at the Shirley Chisholm Circle right there at Kingston,
Oh, that area.
at the top of the park. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
sent
they
my,
always have a
I sent my email address in the chat.
Okay. Thank you. I'll forward that.
My name with gmail.com. That's the easiest one, so always can remember that. Good. So y'all, you're moving forward. It's still like you got a lot of things planned. Anything else going on? What about the butterfly garden? Is that, I know it's winter time now, but what's going on with that?
Okay, so moving forward to kind of prepare the park for winter, it's not specific to the butterfly garden, but just once all the leaves are off, there'll be some pruning of bushes going on and things like that. I say I don't have a green thumb. I'm just kind of more to do administrative work for the organization. I don't know about a garden or anything like that, but you know, my kids and I can make the leaves. But they are going to be trying to winterize the park and get it ready for winter as far as cutting back, and we're trying to get, you know, a time where the park gardener can be on hand to direct and guide us, to teach us how to properly prune.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And then, you know, just keeping up with events moving forward. Like, as you said, Robin was very involved and integral, but hopefully getting more people involved so the weight of organizing is not just on one person.
Exactly. And just let us know when you need support from us. I'll try, you know, if I'm available, you know, I'll try to help you if you need support.
Right.
We'll just reach out to the community board, you know, make an announcement there also, like I said.
Right. One thing that we're also trying to plan is like, kids need to be outside and have something to do with themselves. So weather permitting, we're going to do like making bird feeders, and we're going to do Christmas tree ornaments where we can't leave them on the tree in the park because that would create litter, but maybe make the ornaments there and bring them home. So hopefully we'll get that in before Christmas holiday.
Okay, great, fantastic. Do anybody else have anything? Ursula, I see that you're here. You're on mute. Do you want to say anything?
Hi, yes. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm just listening to the wonderful ideas, Marvin. That's great. I'm excited. That's like right where I live.
Okay.
So if you need any help, really just dispatch that, because I'm right there.
Thank you.
It's wonderful just to hear what's happening. Yep.
Yes.
The goal is just spread the word.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's great.
Who's on the line is 917? I don't see the name. Who's that?
Is that Regina?
Who?
It's not Regina, is it?
Regina? Oh.
I don't know.
Looks like they're gone now.
Well, now it disappeared.
Random
Yeah.
away. I didn't mean to.
Ursula?
So I can write their name down. That's all. Yeah. Okay, well, okay.
Oh, so write 917.
Yeah, all right. 917 was here. So, anybody else have anything else they want to announce? I know the holidays are coming up. The tickets up. Everybody. I hope everybody was safe, and I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. So the Christmas is going to be like quiet for me. I don't know about anybody else, but we're healthy, we're alive, and that's the most important thing. So,
amen.
Yes.
Amen.
So we pray that everybody can be safe. Yes.
Be here. I wasn't talking. Here I am looking at all of you. And my boyfriend,
That's right.
Greg over there, I can see him. See? Right, Greg?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's waving.
Thanks, sweetie. Your girlfriend almost left this world, boy.
Yeah.
I hear you.
There's
I
more for
hear
you to
you.
do, Vilma.
It's a tough
Oh,
Garifuna there.
absolutely. I have to. And what you
Right.
going into the city council, Ursa? How about that?
Uh-huh. Wow.
She said,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go for it.
That's right.
So
It's good seeing everybody.
yes, I know.
Yeah.
Well, next month, January 1st is on the Tuesday. That's New Year's. So
Uh-huh.
I can see if we want to have it the following Tuesday, or we can have it in February. What do you think about it? I'm leaving up to you guys to put an input to it. We can have a meeting, but we just have to have it on a different day. I wouldn't have it on the holiday, so
Well,
I
set
can.
up and let us know.
I'll let you know. So if we're gonna have it in January, it's probably gonna be the following week, the following Tuesday. Do we have any? I have to file. I have to, make sure it's not clashing with any other committee meetings. So I'll let you guys know what day that we will have it if we're gonna have it in January. Okay.
Wait, it should be Tuesday the 5th, right? January 5th?
Is the 5th is on the Tuesday? I thought it was
Yeah.
on the 1st.
No, the 1st is Friday.
Oh, okay. That's good
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
We don't have a class then. We'll have it on the 5th then.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was on the same as December, but okay. All right. So we'll send out another link for that. It'll be for the same time, the 5th
Yeah,
of
the 5th.
January.
Right.
Okay. So unless
All right.
anybody else want to have anything else they want to say, we're gonna get ready to end the meeting.
Thank you for a great meeting.
Yes,
All righty.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
And
and quick
meeting
in
you,
45 minutes
All right, gang.
yes.
Thank
Catch you
you.
later.
Holidays.
Bye.
Okay.
Have a
Bye,
good holiday.
everyone.
Be safe.
Christmas.
Bye, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.